Shane, welcome to Phil Mill. You've just come back from your first day of pre-season. How's it been?
It's been alright, to be fair. Not been the worst first day I've had, but it was tough and it was a good blow. But it was an alright first day, to be fair.
What did the manager put you through?
We done a little bit of fitness work. We didn't do an awful lot, to be fair. It was a good blow what we done. But we got the balls out first day, which was an added bonus.
That's unusual.
I know, yeah. We've got plenty of games coming up through pre-season, so get the balls out as early as we can and get back used to it again. So it was good. It was good.
Were you joining in with the rest of the lads with everything, being a goalkeeper, or did you go off with Alan Marriott to do your own specialist type of work?
No, we were with the lads the whole way through. We done all the running. There's no shortcuts for the goalkeepers at this stage of the season. Maybe later on we might, but no, we done the whole lot. We done the running and a bit of possession and stuff as well, which was good. We need it now at the modern game times. You have to be good with your feet as well, so it was good.
Let's talk about your move here then. Of course, you came from Chesterfield. This move has been in the offing for quite some time, hasn't it?
It's been the worst kept secret, I think, ever. I spoke to the manager a few weeks back, but obviously with me being from Dublin, I've been back home for the last couple of weeks, with spending the time with my family and my friends and that. And we made contact, but with me being back home, it was tough to get things tied up and done until I obviously came back in for pre-season this morning and signed on the dotted line. So it's been on the cards for the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Was
it an easy decision for you?
Definitely. I obviously know what the manager's like. I've worked with him at Eastwood, and I know a little bit about Mansfield from my time being at Nottingham. I've seen it in the papers and stuff, and read little bits, and it's a massive club, and it's a club too big to be in the league it's in.
Let's talk about those two topics you've touched upon just there in that answer. Firstly, Paul Cox, and secondly, Mansfield Town, the club which you've joined. Paul Cox, tell us a bit about him.
He's an honest man. He doesn't tell you any different than what he wants to tell you. He tells you the truth straight to your face. He wouldn't go behind your back and say stuff. He's a great football and knowledge. He's a great manager. I worked with him. I'm looking forward now, to be fair, working with him full time. When I was at Eastwood, I was still at Nottingham Forest, and I was only playing games. I didn't really train with them. But managerial wise, from what I've seen, he's a top manager on the way up.
What type of manager is he?
He's a players manager, if that makes any sense. He looks after his players. He knows how to handle players and manage his players. But obviously he knows he's a good tactician as well. So yeah, I think all round he's just an all round good manager. And the way I put him forward, be a players manager. He looks after the players.
What do you know about Mansfield Town, Shane?
I don't know all the history about Mansfield, but I've come to a few games here. My mate used to play a couple of years back, Paddy Gamble. He came on loan here a couple of years back, so I've been to a few games and stuff. And I've kept an eye on the club. Not like I say, I don't know the history of the club or any of that kind of stuff. But it's like I say, it's a club that's down in the conference. No disrespect to the conference, but it should be a football league club, and hopefully we'll get back there next season.
Let's talk a little bit more about you then, Shane. How was last season for you? Take us through it.
Last season personally was tough. I was obviously at Chesterfield for the full season. Obviously Chesterfield had a great season. We got promoted and everything, but personally I didn't play any games, which was very disappointing. Tommy Lee, who was ahead of me, was very, very good, and he's got all the accolades. He's got player of the season, and he's in the PFA team of the year and everything, which he deserves. But obviously, personally, it was a frustrating season not to play. But I've a promotion medal back in Ireland, which is also an added plus.
And back here, you've got another good goalkeeper in front of you in Alan Marriott. I say in front of you, that perhaps would be a bit unfair of me, but people are perhaps expecting him to start. Are you?
No, being honest with you, no. I've had a year last year just sitting on the bench for a full season. I certainly don't want that to happen again this year. I've worked with Mazza before. Mazza, when he was at Lincoln, came into Forest when I was there for a couple of days, and I've trained with him before. So we know a little bit about each other. So it's going to be a good competition. He's obviously a great keeper with plenty of experience behind him. So I'm looking forward to the fight, but I'm not looking forward. I don't want a season to sit on the bench again.
Indeed, it sounds to me like, in no uncertain terms, you have definitely not come here to warm the bench.
No, definitely not. Like I say, I had a frustrating season last year at Chesterfield for that, and I don't want another season like that again.
What are your strongest attributes as a goalkeeper?
you know, I like to say I'm a good shot stopper. I'm a big enough lad that I can come and take crosses every now and again, but I do need to practice on my timing and stuff more. But I'm all right. I'm comfortable enough with the ball at my feet. You know, I'm not obviously the finished article because I'll be in a higher league, obviously, but you know, I've got some things to work on, plenty of things to work on, and I'm only still 22. I'm gonna make mistakes if I get in and play, hopefully, and they're things you just got to learn from. But I like to say I'm decent with the ball on my feet, and I'm a decent shot stopper as well.
What's been your brief from Paul Cox?
Just get through pre-season, see how we get through pre-season, fitness-wise and playing-wise with the games we've got, and we'll take it from there. You know, there's no other brief other than just get through pre-season.
It's a 1 year contract. What are your aims in that 1 year?
To play as many games as I can, simply. You know, it's just hopefully going to be a season where I can just play games and hopefully get ahead of Alan and play week in, week out. You know, like I say, it's going to be a tough battle with Alan because he's a fantastic keeper, but I think that's what the manager wants is great competition in every single position, and you know, hopefully I can push Alan all the way to hopefully take over eventually, maybe.
Ready for the fight?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
For want of a better word, but I know what the sentiments are. Shane Redmond, thanks for your time. Welcome to Field Mill.
Thank you very much. Cheers.